Good day, everyone. I am Daniela Marie Galban. So, the assigned part of me is about the types of theater in the Philippines. At alam natin na there are a lot of theater here in the Philippines, pero yung i-discuss natin ngayon is yung mga kilalang theater dito sa Pilipinas. So, there are 7 of them, and the first one is Sarsuela. So, Sarsuela is a type of melodrama usually in 3 acts that uses alternately spoken and sung words. So, yung Sarsuela is ginagawa siya sa pamamagitan ng sayaw at sa pamamagitan ng mga salita na kung saan ito ay inaawit or kinakanta. For example, yung All Out Sunday sa GMA7, if napapanood nyo siya, meron dun segment na kung saan yung sinasabi nila, yung sinasalita nila is ina-act nila or kinakanta nila, and at the same time sinasayaw din nila. So that is Zarzuela. So Zarzuela started through the influence of Spanish, but it was also this colonization that led Filipinos to incorporate nationalistic overtones in the art. Zarzuela also is significant in Philippine history because in 2011, the National Commission for Culture and Arts designated the Zarzuela as a nominee for the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. So, yung Zarzuela is gimpapakita niya an sitwasyon han mga Pilipino, like about love and the contemporary issues. For example, yung Walang Sugat ni Severino Reyes. So, it talks about parang kawalan ng hustisya han mga Pilipino during yung Spanish colonization. So that is Zarzuela. The second type of theater in the Philippines is the epic poetry. So yung epic poetry is considered to be the highest point of Filipino folk literature, encompassing narratives that recount the adventures of tribal heroes. It is also usually romance or adventures and are commonly presented during festivals and gatherings such as weddings, baptisms, and wakes. So yung epic poetry is kadalasan siyang ginagawa, kadalasan siyang kinakanta during folk festivals and recreational gatherings such as yun nga yung weddings, baptisms, and others na kung saan ito ay isang espesyal na okasyon. So, they are sung primarily as an entertainment but can also serve to inspire the youth to emulate their heroes. So, yung example ng epic poetry is yung Biag ni Lamang, na kung saan ito ay isang famous epic poems in the national epic of the Ilocano people, and notable for being the first folk epic to be recorded in a written form after being passed on from generation to generation. So the third one is the Doplo. So Doplo is a poetic debate presented through song and dance which originated from indigenous courtship customs. So yung Doplo is bagabaga na gihapon niya hinbalagtasan na adon gintatawag yan na kay may adaya formal debate ngan may adaya reasoning and also impromptu gihapon niya. So in Doplo, poets use proverbs and riddles to present their suit to the woman of their choice. So the 4 types of theater in the Philippines is Moro-Moro. So Moro-Moro is also called Comedia. This is the earliest known form of organized theater in the Philippines. It is also a street drama that usually lasted for several days and presented both secular themes like love and vengeance. So, yung Moro-Moro is a form of theater premised on battles between Christians and Moors, performed in village fiestas in the Philippines from the Spanish colonial period to the present. So, yung Moro-Moro, it talks about the animosity or the hatred between Christians and Moors in the beginning. Pero, nagkakamay-ada na hiyahin unity and brotherhood in the end. So, that is Moro-Moro. So the fifth one is the Cenaculo. So Cenaculo, this is the dramatization of the life and death of Jesus Christ, and it is usually presented as a community activity during the Lenten season. So yung Cenaculo is a very important for the culture of the Filipino people, but it is not an event exclusive to their tradition. In fact, Cenaculo is simply the Filipino version of this Catholic tradition, which is known as Passion Play around the world. So yung Cenaculo or Passion Play is also known as Eastern pageant. So it is a Catholic tradition that is not presented only in the Philippines, but also in many other countries that Catholicism is dominant, like Canada, Australia, Spain, the UK, and many other countries around the world. So yung Sinakulo also still endures to the present, ranging from simple productions to more technically sophisticated and modernized versions. So the next one is the traditional folk dance. So folk dance celebrates the cultural roots of a particular group of people. It is typically performed as a form of ritualistic entertainment at social gathering. So with its varied cultures and communities throughout its 7,000 islands, the Philippines has a diverse collection of folk dances. So some of the most popular dances are the Singkil. It is a folk dance that originated from the Maranao people of Lake Lanao in Mindanao. The second one is the Itik Itik, which is originated as an improvised dance in Surigao del Sur and was discovered by national artist for dance, which is si Francisca Reyes Aquino. And the third one is the Tinikling. So it is similar to Singkil with its use of bamboo poles that dancers must wave through. So the last one is the vaudeville. So this form of theater was an American import in the pre-war era but became uniquely Filipino with the indigenization of the name. So it featured a variety of musical numbers, comedic and dramatic skits, and song and dance numbers. So yung vaudeville, it is also known as vaudeville. So vaudeville acts were first introduced to the Philippines during the American occupation and were performed by visiting troops. So vaudeville would be performed during the intermissions of plays so as to keep the audience entertained. So these performances range from singing, dancing, and magic tricks to short comedy and drama acts. So yung popular Filipino artists are Dolphy, Anita Linda, Atang de la Rama are all considered legends and they are all got their start in vaudeville. So that's all for the types of theater in the Philippines and thank you for listening.